Hey y'all, welcome to this video tutorial where I will be showing you how to make this flower and how to attach it to a beanie in a way that it is removable and therefore interchangeable. Now this flower is not actually my pattern. I found the pattern on Adorn Magazine's website and I will include a link to that video, to that page beneath this beneath the video. Okay. So let's get started. Okay, for this demonstration I'm going to be using Red Heart Super Saver yarn and a Susan Bates size H hook. Okay, now to begin with you're going to go ahead and make a slip knot, which can be done by wrapping the tail piece around your index finger 2 times, pulling the first loop up over the second, then pulling what was the second up and over your finger, then pull the tail piece to secure. Okay, go ahead and put that on your crochet hook, and at this point you want to chain 5 times. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what you're going to do is slip stitch into the first chain to create a circle. Okay, so insert your crochet hook into the first chain. You can grab either just the 1 loop, or you can grab 2, either or. Okay, go ahead and yarn over and then pull through both loops. So now you have a neat little circle to work in. Okay, now for the first round what you're going to do is chain 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the ring that you previously made. So insert your crochet hook right into the center of the circle you made, yarn over, drop a loop, and pull through the chain on your hook. Okay, and you'll repeat this 5 more times to have a total of 6 petals. So again, you just chain 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and then go ahead and slip stitch into the center of the ring. Okay, and you'll repeat that 4 more times to have a total of 6 petals. Okay, so now I'm up to 5 petals and working on my 6th one. Okay, and a good little hint that I should have mentioned before is when you're doing the slip stitches into the center ring, if you'll make sure to go over the tail piece of the yarn, then you won't have to weave it in after you're finished. Okay, so now I have 6 petals. I'm going to pull up my loop and adjust the petals a little bit to make them a bit more uniform. Okay, so after you have the 6 petals, what you're going to do is put your loop back on your crochet hook, and for round 2 what you're going to do is start working on each of these chains that you just made. So now I'm going to single crochet it right into the next chain loop. I'm going to single crochet 1 time. Now I'm going to half double crochet 1 time, I'm going to double crochet one time, and now I'm going to treble crochet 5 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now you're going to decrease so that the sides of the petals are symmetrical. I'm going to double crochet one time, then I'm going to half double crochet one time, and then single crochet one time, and that it will be your first petal. And then you'll repeat that process 5 more times for the 5 remaining petals. You'll just single crochet one time into the next petal, half double crochet, double crochet, and then the 5 treble crochets. Okay, and if you need any help with making any of these stitches, you can refer to my previous videos, which will show you how to make each of these stitches. Okay, and you'll continue that around for the remaining petals. So now I've finished round 2 for a total of 6 petals. And now I'm going to start on round 3. So after you finish the last single crochet on the 6th petal, you're going to turn your work a little bit so you can see the back of it. You're going to take your crochet hook, insert it into the center ring through the first petal that you made, and you're going to slip stitch. And again, if you have more of the beginning tail piece, you can go ahead and slip stitch over it, so you don't have to weave it in after you finished. So go ahead and slip stitch into the center of that petal, into the center of the ring, and you're going to chain 9 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, then you're going to slip stitch into the center ring through the next petal. So insert your crochet hook through the next petal from the back and into the center of the ring, and go ahead and slip stitch. And you'll repeat that to give you a total of 6 of the chains for the petals. Again, you'll just chain 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then slip stitch into the center ring through the next petal. Okay. And again, you'll repeat that 4 more times, so you have a total of 6 petals. So now I've gone ahead and made the chain for the 6th petal, and I want to show you exactly where to put it. you're going to continue the same pattern as you did for the others and put it right into the next petal, which will be where your first petal starts. Okay. So go ahead and insert your crochet hook into the petal and into the center ring. Yarn over and pull through the loop. Okay. Now I know this is a bit difficult to see, but hopefully I'm explaining it well enough that you can follow. Okay, so now for round 4, what you're going to do is basically the same thing you did for the second round when you were making the petals, except this time you're going to do 7 treble crochet instead of 5. Okay, so into the next petal, you're going to go ahead and single crochet. Half double crochet. Double crochet. And now 7 treble crochet. So that's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And 7. Okay, and now you're going to start with the decreasing. So go ahead and double crochet 1 time, half double crochet 1 time, and then single crochet 1 time. Okay, and that creates your first petal for the back petals. And you'll continue that along just like you did for the second round. You don't have to slip stitch or anything, just go ahead and single crochet into the next petal. Half double crochet. Double crochet. And then the 7 treble crochets. Okay, and you'll repeat that for all of the remaining petals to give you a total of 6 petals. I've finished crocheting all 6 of the back petals, and now it's time to finish off. The way I like to finish off this particular flower is to make a slip stitch into the first petal. Just go ahead and just make a slip stitch. And draw up your loop. Go ahead and cut it. And now I like to go ahead and draw the yarn to the back. And now take a needle and put the yarn in. And a great tip that another commenter left on another video is to take a small piece of paper, a small folded piece of paper, small enough to pass through your needle. And take your tail piece of the yarn, put it in the fold of the paper and fold it up. Then insert your paper into the needle and pull through. And that I think this is just a great tip. I've been using it ever since I've heard about it, so I'm very thankful for that person for leaving that comment. Okay, so now just take your tail piece and weave it right into your work. What I like to do, since you have so many crochet stitches right here, just take your needle and put it right through the bottom loops of all of those stitches. Okay. Now what you can do is take a button and hot glue it right to the center, or you could actually sew it in. But what I'm going to do is take this button, which is just perfect for this particular project, I think. I got this button at a sewing warehouse near here. I'm really not sure what this kind of button is called or what it's generally used for, but I think it's perfect for this project. If you do know what it's called, I'd love for you to tell me in the comment section below. So now I'm just going to take this button and stick it right through the center ring, and it just fits and looks great in my opinion. Okay, so now on the back side, I want to take the beginning tail piece. If you don't have any more of the tail piece, then you can just take the final piece that you are working with and just knot it anywhere. But since I do have some of the beginning tail piece left, I want to knot both of these two together. Just using a couple overhand knots. Okay, then go ahead and cut off the tails. And I like to leave at least a little bit of the tails so it doesn't come undone, at least not as easily. And you can of course hot glue it or just glue the two pieces together so you don't have to worry about it coming out. Okay, so now you have a few options to make it interchangeable or removable for a beanie. My favorite method, simply because it's so easy and quick, is to take a strand of yarn go ahead and thread it on your needle. Okay. Then thread it into your flower. Making sure that the beginning right here is going to be on the opposite side from where you end. Go ahead and take your needle off. And now basically you can just leave it like this, or you can knot the two pieces together, and then you can take your beanie place the flower where you want on the outside. Note where the center is, and then you can just pull the pieces that you just made right through the beanie. And then you can just tie it right in place. And you want to make sure you do it pretty tightly so the flower doesn't move as much. Then you can go ahead and cut off the ends so you don't have too much yarn. And then you have a perfect beanie right there, or a perfect flower on your beanie that is interchangeable, that is removable. So if you want it, you can take it off. If you want it, you can put it on. If you don't want it, you can take it off. Okay. Now another method that I've used when making removable flowers, particularly if you're making it for someone else and you want it to be just a bit nicer or a bit easier to work with, is you can find these small neodymium magnets. They're super strong. I mean, you should be able to find them pretty much at any craft store now, pretty cheaply too. What I've done in the past is taken 2 of these and put them in the inside of the beanie, and you can take a small piece of fabric, or you can crochet a small circle to go over it to hold the magnets in place, and then just whip stitch it in, and then do the same thing on the bottom of the flower, and that makes it really easy to use and gives a much nicer finish as well. A couple things though is, whatever you choose to hold the magnet in place here, I mean, you could simply just glue it in place, or you can take some fabric to put over it and just whip stitch the fabric in. If you decide to crochet a circle, you need to make sure you use very thin yarn. For example, what I've done generally is just taken the strands from the yarn I was working with, and just using 2 of the strands and like a very small crochet hook, like maybe a size C hook, to crochet a circle with. So because you don't want the yarn to interfere with the magnet. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. If you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.